Vizier, I'm doing pretty good. How are you, man? Okay, so we have the bandit we start with, and then we have to pick the fanged imp ashes. So everybody was wondering why I wasn't using summons. Now we're using summons just for one fight. But it's for Elden Beast, because we actually have enough damage to kill him quickly. So the fanged imp ashes let us kill him pretty much in like, I want to say like 2 minutes or less, roughly. Maybe even 1 if you're really fast. Goldell, what's up? How's it going, man? It's a forced death. Surely that doesn't count. So you can't take damage in a damageless run, right? So it's not a cutscene, so you technically take a death by your own doing. Therefore, it's the run's invalidated under my rules. For hitless, it's okay, but for damageless, you can't see the health bar decrease. Otherwise, you took damage. So even if you have to glitch the game, you have to do anything you can to keep the health bar full. That's like a legitimate 0 damage run. You could do a segmented one where you're like, okay, everything but the beginning. And it's not a full playthrough, but I know it's kind of stupid too. They made it that way. They could have designed it a different way. Also, I should be doing quit outs in the doors, probably, right? Just realized that. So yeah, like you have to basically do that, or you have to kill Sion and then do that. You don't actually die. It kills you, but you're put at 1 HP. Well, you lose health though, and it says you died on the screen. So you technically die. Even if it is like intended to progress, it's still technically a death in the actual game, right? It would be different if it was like a cutscene that took you and then like the character threw you off a cliff and then you ended up in this place without a you died screen. Kind of like Demon Souls. So because Dragon God kills you in the game specifically, and it says you died and you lose your health, that still doesn't count. So you can't technically do Demon Souls no damage, all bosses. You have to do everything past Vanguard, but you can start the game past Vanguard. It lets you. This game doesn't let you do that, unfortunately. Okay, I think I'm going to try to not quit out on every door for the first run, and then we'll do quit outs in the doors after. Just because I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll do the first one without a lot of that. Why can't the community just agree the run starts after Sion? Well, it does if you want it to done. It's not the community, it's me. Like it's not a real 0 damage run to me personally, right? So you can do whatever you want. I don't count it myself for my own gameplay. Like you're basically lying in the title. So if someone else wants to do that and then explain in the description, hey, you know what? I decided to still do this. I totally respect it. I'll watch it. I support it. It's just my own personal thing. Like I've done damageless perfectly before. There has been no losses of health, no damage, no deaths. So we even had to use a skip for speedrunning to skip a scripted death in DS1. Otherwise the run would be impossible. So anything you can do, even a glitch if you need to make it actually perfect is important to me, but it might not be for somebody else. Which is all right. What if you fought Sion perfectly, but you still have to die after? It has nothing to do with Sion. It's just more so after, right? You have to jump off a cliff and kill yourself to progress the game. There's no other way to do it. If you could just like use an item and then port backwards to somewhere else, that'd be fine. That'd be really cool, actually. So I'm sure there's a wrong warp, or maybe, well, wrong warp not through using the map, but maybe through using other means, or some sort of zip to skip out of there. If you're on the older patch, there probably is some sort of zip or some sort of way to do it.
It will summon Torrent to treat him with.
Might just have not been found yet. It could be an almost damageless run. Well, I mean, like, again, if someone else wants to do that and call it that, it is, if they want it to be. But you got to take it for what it's worth, right? Like, you technically still took damage, but you can say that if you want to. You can make a clickbait title and then not actually deliver on the actual title, but that's just, I don't do that. Everything that I say I do is in the run, right? And then it's described in the description exactly what, or the contents of the run. So even on hit list, like, the rules would still be explained. if someone doesn't understand what that means. But it's just my personal standard. It has nothing to do with other people. You guys can do whatever you want. I think that it shouldn't have to be that way if you don't want it to be. It's just like a personal preference. Is this restricted or unrestricted? So this one has glitches in it. If that's what you mean. It's on version 1.03, so the current patch. Did I do the writing myself or am I going off the world record? This is based on the world record right now.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
So I'm trying to get an actual time. I haven't actually beaten the game to get a time yet. Also, that might have been bad. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that was bad. I got that jump first try a couple times in practice. You can zip from the starting area to Stormvale. That's awesome, dude. Okay, so then I'll probably have to do it with that then. On the current, or the old patch. Gonna do this run glitchless? No, this is a speedrun with glitches in it. Zips aren't possible in 1.03? No. Any intention to do glitchless anything in Elden Ring? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be doing every single thing you possibly can do other than all achievements and probably not as much co-op, but PvP, every speedrun category, like from all remembrances to any percent, SL1, glitchless and with glitches. And then a lot of challenge runs too. So definitely. Tim, I appreciate it. Thanks, man. It's nice of you. I think I'm going to need a lot more once we actually get into this because we haven't set a time yet for this run. But that's what I'm trying to do right now. We'll see if we can get like at least a run in under an hour would be impressive for me. Because we were clocking in around over 2 hours, 2.5 hours to even finish the other route, which was just not as viable overall. So I mean, that's why this one's probably a little bit better. Arkham, how are you doing, man? I appreciate that. How are you doing? Or how's your day? Sorry, I already asked you that. How is your day going? More specifically. Did I pass the part we have to jump down from? I think I might have. No, wait, I didn't. There's no way. I think we might have. Because it's right past the dogs. Yeah, we have to go back here. It's not at the dogs. I'm gonna die. No. Don't die. It's like right after the dogs, like right here, I think. No, right here. I'm so confused on this part. Oh, wait, it's over there. My God, it was past this part. Was it? Wait, no. I don't think it is. My God, guys, this is a disaster. Like, I'm trying to get down there, but there is a better way to do it, and I'm gonna die. Okay, we're gonna restart that. I'm gonna do that again. Oh my God. I wasn't paying attention when we needed to. There's a part to get down like way sooner, I think. I went too far and then I could not figure out where I was. We're gonna do that again. Wolf, thank you for the gift sub, or sorry, continuing the gift sub from Jimpy. I appreciate it, man. Run's dead. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna start like that. That's an unnecessary amount of time. Probably just be better to do it again instead of having to do a whole nother run to remove that. Because I would like to get a time on this that's like I guess kind of close to the record, and then move on before I get the record to another run, learn that one, then have both, and then we go back and forth between both of them. So we don't have to just grind this until I get the record necessarily, because that would be like a low amount of content, I think, over the course of time. So getting a decent time would be good. Gotta stop distracting me. No, it's my fault. I was distracted. I actually have never made that mistake. I ran this quite a bit yesterday. That was fine. I know I said I would not practice off stream, but I think for these kinds of runs, there's so many things happening so quickly that it actually made me focus a bit better. Whereas on a challenge run, you don't have to do that because there's not nearly as much attention to detail with how you're like moving through the areas, and like the map is still pretty big for me, so it helped a little bit. Serpent, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is the first run speedrunning. This is first attempt to try to get a time for a speedrun. You're still struggling on the game, but you're having so much fun, Arkham. That's the most important part. I had a lot of fun with it too. Even doing this run is so much more fun than Dark Souls 3 speedruns for me. Although I can't wait to do All Remembrances, because I feel like it's probably a lot more exciting in terms of the combat. Gugu, what's up? How's it going, man? How are you doing? All Remembrances looks dope. That is like probably the best speedrun to watch right now. You see the challenge as the run itself, not the competition to accomplish the run. Because if you go world's first all boss, no damage, pass tutorial, nobody could surpass you without cheating. Well, we're not like challenge runs aren't really about like competition at all. They're sort of personal things. Like I would say speedrunning is more of a competition because you actually are on a leaderboard, and time is like very transparent. It's pretty easy to complete quicker as a goal. Whereas if you complete a challenge run, someone else is just doing the same run as you. Maybe they do it differently, but they still achieve the same goal. The goal is possible in many different ways. The goal for this is only possible in very limited, if not the same way. That's because it's just time based. So I don't think you can make a competition at challenge runs unless you were doing like a live event where there was an objective or a number, and then there's a tiebreaker if people get the same completion of it. So like if I do a challenge run, it's just for me. I don't really care. Like in a lot of cases too, I don't think I even really do it for you guys because if I did, then I would be doing a lot of different stuff. Like I wouldn't be doing the kind of runs I do because they'd be too much. I kind of I wanted to speak about this in a video I made recently, but I forgot to put it in. But it's kind of like too much investment of time for the return. So that's at the point where it's really just for me. It's not really like because it's the best thing to do for content. It really isn't actually. The best content's actually just do less challenging things that are more popular more often. With the exception that I guess speedruns are pretty decent. They're a little bit more popular, but again, they're harder to do typically if you're really fast.
Have they served you?
What happened to the run before Elden Ring launched? Which one?
Then it summon me.
Like the blindfolded or the master run?
It will summon torrent. Treat him with
Favorite guitar amps? I don't use amps anymore, but I did like I guess it would be like 60-50 or 50. I'm trying to think of. Oh, I should have done this properly. My bad. Oh, I'm about to die. Uh-oh. Like the PVs, I forget what it's called. The 60-50, 50-50, whatever. 51-50. Those are cool. Played quite a bit on like Marshalls before, like Marshall cabinets, orange cabinets. Vox made some pretty good stuff at one point, but I haven't played on amps for probably 11 years or something like that, or more, 12 years. Maybe I think my actual amp that I had broke about 11 years ago. Or wait, did it? No. No, it still worked for a while, but I started moving into digital. I guess. How long was it? It was a while ago. It was a long time ago. I think before I was 20, my amp was broken. So maybe not that long, maybe like nine years or so. But yeah, for digital, I just kind of like if I make an audio chain or a setup here, it's not really like actual equipment you can buy. It's usually like built from the inside out. So like the transformers, the tubes, like everything are customized as like a thing that's put together piece by piece, because I have software to build the actual amps themselves. And then you could do like stereo channel if you wanted to for like, you know, do 2 cabinets that are like left right channel instead of just having one. You could do like anything basically. And then some of the actual like presets are sampled from real things, but then they're renamed as different things too, so it's hard to track where the impulses came from or anything like that, or like what the VST is actually using to make the sound. Okay, is it right here? It is right here, I think. It was where the dogs were. My bad. Okay, dogs are the indication. Nice. Lord, thank you so much for the brand new sub. I appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoy your emotes. Welcome. But only DS run was good content, though. I can't wait to try that on this, too. It would be pretty fun to redo that run. Because this game has really, really nice bow mechanics and everything. Oh, I wasn't supposed to sit at the thing. No. That's not good.
Forgive me. To determine if you had.
It's okay. I was probably going to do that at some point. You basically want to save this event for as long as you can until you actually do go to the round table, or it takes more time. So now I got to do a wrong warp to Storm Hill from here. I took off, dude. Fuck. I took off the item for the remembrance, or the grace. I forget what it's called. The large grace item. I've been calling it that the whole playthrough. Memory of grace, that's what it is. Okay, that might have worked. Nope. I think we have to go back still. We're trying to go to Liurnia, basically. Oh, I didn't want to go to Gatefront. Yeah, by doing the wrong warp here, you get to Putrefied Ruins a little bit quicker, which was the place I wanted to go before. So I'm going to keep doing it until I get it, even though we could run there in the meantime, just to get the practice, because the wrong warps are kind of tricky. I think I was a little too quick on that last one. I'm having water. Kesty, what's up? Also, Sambo, what's going on, man? Okay, let's try that again. It's a little bit later. It's doing really good, actually. I got first try wrong warp 2 times in a row for a couple different things. Trying to do this run as well. It's fun. Squid, this run's really fun, actually, considering it's an any percent run. I never have actually done one for speedrunning before, but I like it though. Usually I would go for all bosses SL1 or like a low level character. Dude, why is it not doing it? Kesty, thank you so much for the Prime sub, by the way. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your modes. Welcome. And me trying to do this this wrong warp for a good while. I mean, even if it wastes time, it's worth just trying to get the practice. How does wrong warp work? Oh, did I quit out? Damn it. Basically, the game tries to put you in 2 places at once, and I think it's... I want to say it's based on location, because Stormhill Shack you have to go back to, and then there's one other place in the run. There's only 2 places you wrong warp to. And 2 locations corresponding that require you to select them for the warp to work. And I don't know if it's like elevation based, because the character's actually like in the air or under the map at one point when you actually do it right, and then you quit out. That's gotta work. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, like right there, I was like flying through the air or something like that, or under the map. I don't know if it's like elevation related or just like that location, Stormhill Shack, in the game ID screws up. Someone probably did it by accident, but there you go. So now we fall. Now we're over here. But I just want to make sure that that was good. And then we're at the ruins already. Then this brings us to Raya Lucaria quicker. So basically, on a good run, I think the best that I've done, I was at, I think I was at the Farum Azula within like 10 minutes in-game time or something like that. When I tried practicing this, which is pretty crazy because I think before we were at it at 30 minutes or so. Okay, let's do this. Make sure we don't die here. Does Var spawn here if you haven't killed Margit or Godric? Who's Var? Still optimizing? I've just been practicing, and then we have to get like an actual time to start the speedrunning technically. Like I haven't gotten a time yet, so I'm attempting to try to get one at least. Get like a PB. The white mask dude, Anavar. Maidenless dude. Oh, the guy that's at the beginning. Okay. Do you mean like, does he appear at the church at the lake, like that when he gives you the PvP item? Can we name specific NPCs now that you're finished the playthrough, or still spoilers? You could honestly say whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Will you try zips? So you can't actually do zips in this playthrough. You have to be on 1.02. Oh, I fucked that up. Damn it. I didn't die. Yeah, I died. There we go. I did that before. It's not even in the record. Technically, it's not needed, but I tried it before. Worked 4 times. Never failed it. I almost failed it once. Probably shouldn't do that. It's not necessary. This is fun. Zips don't work on current patch. No, that's why the record is 27th place in the leaderboard, because you can't technically do them anymore. So it should actually just be 2 leaderboards. They haven't done that yet. I wonder if they will at some point. It'd be cool. Get rid of the yee ass helmet. New weapon reveal. Well, I'm getting the weapon in like the later half of the game. We don't actually kill anything until, I guess it would be Godskin. So that would be at like the last stretch. Like I think they in the run, if we were thinking of how long it takes to complete it, and it was the record, they'd be actually killed at around 20 minutes or so. What about Wrong Warp? No, Wrong Warp's not patched. I'm expecting that, like, if they were gonna go and patch stuff from this run, that probably would be next, or even move swap. But I don't think we use that on this. It's not actually in the run, but I know that there is people that have used it before. Yeah, so we don't actually have to go through there. I just did that for fun. It's kind of silly. Notice in this run, it's actually really quick to not jump as much as you can. Like, you just really don't want to be jumping unless you absolutely have to. So that little stretch right there was not actually like a speedier way of getting through. What's the record for this category? 35 minutes. So pretty damn good considering the no zips at all. Like that's actually a decent difference in the time. It's only like what, like a little bit more than double. It's really not too bad. Oh wait, you need to get the key too. Damn it. Probably should grab the key first.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
D, thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it, man. What are you aiming for today? Sub 1 hour. Sub 1 hour would be amazing for the first run that we do, but we'll see though. Okay, now we gotta do a wrong warp to the place we came from because I didn't have the menu ready. Damn it. 1737 the other day. There was a record that was in the 17-minute range after the one that I was that I made that video to where I was watching it for the first time. What happens if you reach Royal Capital without defeating any main bosses? Well, we're essentially going to do that, except for we're going to kill Godskins first, so I guess. So we're reaching the Faerûm Azula without killing any main bosses. Nothing happens. It's the same as normal. It just assumes that you've burned the Erd Tree. So I mean, like think of it as if you just played the game up to that point, and then it's like you're just there. There's not really a big difference. There's the first try, nice. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, dude. Berglazer. Thank you so much for the, or Berglazer. Berglazer. Thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your emotes, man. Oh fuck! I actually just missed that item there. That's really bad. We got to go back. I need the rune. I tried to push A to pick it up instead of Y. Oh boy. It's insane, man. Well, we're a lot of easy things to beat at this point. That's pretty bad. Any percent should be all bosses that has shards. And then the final two, in your opinion? Well, Blue Husky, so there's glitchless categories, and then there is like just anything goes as long as you can complete the game without it breaking completely. So I agree. I think there should be a category that has no glitches. I'm more of a fan of glitchless, but I've never done an any percent run with glitches on any of the games before. I've only done all content, and it had limited skips because we were SL1, so we couldn't use everything. And then there was one that had no major skips with a leveled character that was kind of like the closest to glitchless. It's like a voted category by the people running it, but I think there should be every single thing. Like everything should exist at the same time. There shouldn't be like a restriction of none, because people do want to see both, and typically the glitches are harder to do than playing the game normally. In this run, luckily they're not that bad, but in the previous games they were actually much harder than just playing the game. So you typically spend days of time, like dozens of hours, just practicing glitches and not really playing because you screw them up and the run's over. So it takes a lot more than I think some people give it credit for. Like if you played a speedrun, then you wouldn't have the comment of like no glitchless, because you'd understand how difficult it is. You could have the preference, but you would never vote it out just because you're like, it still takes a lot of skill. Actually more skill in some cases, which again, I'm not even a fan of it in comparison to glitchless as much, but I can admit it because I've done it. It takes a crazy amount of skill. And I think it's less intuitive than just, you know, something you can kind of see working in front of you. It's like you have to understand how it works without actually being able to see the ins and outs. You have to imagine them kind of. It's a lot of references. Don't understand how the wrong warp happens. The game thinks that you basically are trying to go to two places at once, and then what it does is it puts you in the beginning of the area where you would be normally, like where you're standing already. So because I was in Liurnia for the other one, it puts me closer to, like, you know, where a default spawn point would be for it for whatever reason. And in this area, it puts me at the beginning of the area instead of the middle of it from this warping thing that we're using. What's the time for glitchless? I have no idea. I've never watched it. We'll be doing it pretty soon, though, after this is done and after I do some all remembrances. Okay, please. Please give it to me again. No. Oh, man, we had it. Thought about the future name for the Soulsborne Kiro ring run. Jury. Well, I'm not going to be doing that, but I Don't know. I can help make names if you want me to. I don't think I'll be playing all the games together though. That's a little bit much. I'd rather just focus on individual runs and then do the master run. At least for now. That's Sekiro's still my favorite. No, this game's amazing, man. It's definitely better. 135.30 for glitchless? That's not too bad. Dude. What's the master run? Exclamation point master in the chat will tell you. If you want the rules. Yeah, after I'm pretty decent at this game, I want to go back and do that again for a little bit. Quitting the game during the download. How much do you Soulsborne prep you? How much did Soulsborne prep you for Sekiro? A little bit, but I mean, you can't really play Sekiro like Souls games, or you actually have the opposite effect. You'll actually do worse. I think a lot of the people having trouble on it, I had to tell them because they wanted advice like to not do that, and then they actually ended up having a better time. It's the typical issue you run into. So a little bit with like concepts of just like perseverance, I think, but mechanically not really at all. So maybe slightly with like exploration, like trying to check the map properly, talk to the characters, but even like I'd say the way the character moves is completely different. A lot of like subtleties that are I would say even different than this game too. Like this game's still more similar to Souls than Sekiro was, but it was fun though. Okay, I gotta get this. That was a super late opening of the menu. It might have worked though. I wonder if once you've done it once, it has trouble. I don't think so. I think that's just me imagining it. I want to imagine that, but I wonder though. Because we could have been done the area by now. Just missed the freaking rune. They had no backup rune. There's no way to actually get there otherwise. Because there is no grace. Best weapon for DS2 PvE. Honestly, if you have enough strength or dexterity, the rapier or the mace is pretty good. I recommend one of those two. If you can get the red iron twin blades, red iron rusted twin blade, whatever it's called, that's really good. Dude. Why? This glitch looks maddening. It's actually not, dude. I've done it first try so many times already. Especially yesterday, I was like literally not even doing much on these other than just try it once, goes through, continue. Even today I did it within like how many tries, and then now because I'm panicking, I think it makes it worse. Plus, like, the more I do it, the quicker the speed gets of the first bit of the menu, so to time the last part is harder because it's a different startup time. It's not the same every time I push the buttons, so I have to like really get a rhythm for it. Like right there, for example, I delayed, I pushed start, and then like the first button I did, it didn't work for select, didn't open. So then that sets off the time. Why the panic? I don't know. There's probably no need to. Coffee, thanks for the brand new sub. Hope you enjoy your modes, man. Yeah, I'm doing it way too fast, but like that was too slow right there, so it's a very fine line. I think the range of frames is probably, I'm gonna guess 10 frames for this one. So it's not a lot. It's like it's like almost kind of like a parry. It's definitely less than half a second, so I would say less than 15 frames, but only because I've done it a bunch at different times, and it's really not intuitive unless you're like, again, super consistent on how you push the buttons and timing for the first part. And because there's not really like many other ways to do it, you can't make it easier or harder. One thing I tried to do that overcomplicates it but kind of gives it like a little bit more of a visual indication is like you do one extra button, like you push the no and then you go back to yes, so that you can kind of set it up as like you're constantly doing the inputs, but then you have to do more inputs, so it's like it's still more complicated. So really all you have is sound. Is the zip really patched for the current patch? I believe it is, yeah. I think it actually is. Why do wrong warp glitch but not zip? It's not possible on the current version of the game. I think it should say current patch in the title, but I guess that people don't know that though, unless you tell them. Kind of glad zips aren't a thing. They made runs kind of boring. They definitely make them a little bit less exciting. There we go. Jeez, man, that was rough. Time for speedruns. Also, could you explain the zip, even if it's not working? I don't know how to explain it because I've never done it. I think with what you're seeing, it's as much as what you think is happening. You're just basically blocking and then moving, and then you get launched. My guess is something to do with collision and physics, but couldn't tell you exactly what because I haven't done it. And even the people that did it, they might have not looked into like the operations in the game while it's happening to see why it's happening, but maybe they just know it works, so they do it. Salsagator, what's up? Or Salsagator, sorry. I called you Salsagator so many times. You probably were like, yo, please call me Salsa. Oh, man. First boss time? Not yet. No, we don't kill anything until like most of the first bit of the run is just setting up everything. So there is technically one extra boss in this, but it's really easy. You have to kill the Sanguine Noble. And that is at the end still, kind of. I don't know. It's like right before we do Godskin Noble and Apostle. Zip glitch was easier or harder based on your hardware and drivers. Yeah, I think Distortion put his game in the lowest resolution to do it. And you need stable 60 FPS. You can't have it fluctuate, apparently. How do you get there so fast? I did a wrong warp, so basically I did like a teleport that made the game think that I was at the beginning of this area after entering like the Easter egg or like bonus area of the map. So it just puts you from like the middle of it that's broken off from this part into the part that's the main progression. Why do you kill the reindeer spirit? Me? That's not part of this run. Unless we're talking about something else. I killed him on my first playthrough. Or you just mean like in general, like why is he in the game? Does FromSoft promote runs? No. No, I don't think they should or they can. First of all, they're very like Eastern based. Like they don't have a lot of Western representation. So community management for Bandai Namco and Sony is as far as they really reach when it comes to like delegations with like their player base over in the West. And then also they're so busy, like they don't really have the time to cater to or care about people doing this kind of stuff. It's not really like ideal for their business model, so I don't think they should. And because usually if they don't, it makes the game better, because then they're not making a game structured around this kind of stuff, diluting the actual, potential for the first playthrough. So it does make it better in a way. Ooh. Wanted to heal there. I forgot about that guy for a second, and then I was like, he's right there. Okay, so here we have to go to Ray Lucaria, Volcano Manor, wrong warp. And we are solid. So I'll just warp from here. I'll have to rest. I guess that could be kind of a complication if you can't like actually fast travel from there. I just realized. Speedrunners aren't are normally actively
Let
breaking the
strength
game and
be
hoping the game
granted
breaking
so
isn't
the
patched.
world might be mended.
Yeah, I think that like for me it
So
doesn't
the
matter too
world
much
might be mended.
because I do more challenge runs typically, but I do speedrun as well. It's just whatever I get, you know. Like I'd be fine with a glitchless run if none of this was possible. It'd be fine with me, but because it is possible, I'm trying it. Why not? It's also it's very interesting to actually beat a game you just took 104.5 hours on for the first run through to, or even we'll say like even half of that for the mandatory stuff to just you know, do it in less time. It's very interesting. What do you think about the all-time Elden Ring 80% speedrun will be? Like eventually? I can't tell you because I can't predict like what kind of techniques will be discovered in the game in the future. So it could literally be anything. It could be 10 minutes, could be 30 again, just because things being fixed. If we're talking about on the very first update,
How can I help?
I think the first update with what's discovered already and then even more discoveries, it could probably get down to like 10 minutes or something like that. Who knows? I need to like do this part faster. Just gotta press Y in the next there. Or sorry, A. Final level when I beat the game. I stopped leveling at 125. I think when I beat Elden Beast though, I was level 112-ish or something like that. Also, I shouldn't have gotten the horse there. Damn. So there actually is a Pegasus skip in this area that I'm not actually doing right now because I don't understand how to do that yet. I'm gonna practice it probably tomorrow or so if we get a good time. Maybe today if we actually save enough time on this. And then that'll be like the final implementation for the strats at least. Everything else is pretty good. But yeah, you can do like the flying horse through this area. I just have no idea how you do that yet. I haven't spent enough time looking into it. Can do a quit out on this door because these guys are actually wild. What weapon is using any % current patch? So you can use, well, for the record, it's the Bloody Hellas, I believe it's called. But I'm sure you could use other stuff too. I don't think people have actually like spent enough time testing everything. Just for the stagger alone, the Hellas is pretty damn good. I don't know if anybody else found that. I didn't actually even find that on my first playthrough. I never saw it. Not that I would be able to use it, but it's an arcane dexterity build. Didn't DS1 speedrun 80% shave 15 minutes off the run years after one new thing was found? Yeah, that's how it can work. After there's a new wrong warp or a new like collision out of bounds kind of thing, or duplication move swap if there wasn't before, anything to do more damage, anything to basically save you time from any major sticking point is what's going to dictate the record at that point. Because like the fundamental strategies and like the mechanics can only be exploited so much, right? Oh, that's stupid. I want the dog to kill me. Should have quit out there. I've done that without having to quit out there a couple times yesterday, but hey, Radagon and Elden Beast both bleed resistant. Yeah, we're not using the Bloody Hellas to bleed as much as we are for the stagger. Okay, here I gotta make sure I don't die. Trying to get into the contraption thing. They buffed Radon today? Did they bring him back to how he was before? Because I know some people weren't happy with that. Grab me. I wonder what it feels like to be inside the machine that rolls around with these giant saws on it. Would you say speedruns on console are viable? Yeah, they always have been. Not as much as PC just because of load times, but aside from load times, I think there's a lot of categories you can do on console. Some of them might not be possible just because it's like frame rate related. depending on what version of what game we're talking about. I think PS5 with this game, though, a lot of the speedruns you could do. I just have to double check with people that know a little bit more, but you'd at least be able to do glitchless regardless. And then I don't know about the zip thing, because the zip thing requires like different resolution. But you probably could do this category. I'd imagine there's nothing that is happening mechanically or performance-wise that you can't technically do, or that the game wouldn't function at. Like a rate it wouldn't function at. But you know what? I should test it at some point and see. It'd be cool because I have the PS5 version. Himmy, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I hope you enjoy your motes, man. Ooh, get away from the lizard man. He saw nothing. Other than how quick quitouts are, quitouts are the same on console. Unless you mean like the loading screen after one, right? Like the actual load times. Yeah, quitout should be the exact same. How difficult is Radon? I never actually had a hard time on him, but I would imagine he's a little difficult. Because, like you can summon for him, but if you do it solo with like a level 40 to 60 character, you're probably having some trouble. I think I did it with like a level 80 character, so I came back super late in the game. I'm gonna try to do the punch, but I don't know if it's gonna work. It's not really like perfect though. You can probably just do this walking into it better than you can with the punch, to be fair. Like that should be good. I think that the punch is quicker, but just like I tried it a couple times yesterday and I couldn't get it. I had like a different kind of punch strategy where you go from where you quit out and then you backstep into a running punch, or like a backstep punch, but yeah, I couldn't get the like to the fog gate backstep, then wait, then punch properly. Because the guy's toe would always be inside the first brick or the first stair. You're only level 57, you have a feeling he'll mess you up. It depends, man. Like maybe you have a character that's pretty strong against him. I have no idea what he's weak to, but I used Faith and Strength. And not only did I stagger him quite a bit, but I actually did quite a bit of damage. I think I hit him for like, I want to say a good like 1/8 of his health with some of the attacks. Like a full weapon art on Bloodhound. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so now we go back to round table for the first time.
Let my hand.
Noel was taking it like a champ. He's just chilling, yeah. Oh, man. Hate the fat godskins so much. I would love to just break all their AIs. Noble's actually crazy, man. He's a hard boss by himself. Yeah, he means business. Wait, we're not supposed to go to the blacksmith yet. So here, I think we do our first bit of leveling. I want to say we do.
I don't believe we've met.
D, I don't want to talk to you. Himmy, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs, by the way. I appreciate that. Everyone that got gifted a sub, please say thank you to Himmy if you can. If you can't, then I feel sad. I'm just gonna cry. 17, 19, 24,000. Those are the stats. I do believe they are the stats. Yeah. Never realized you could rest at the round table. You didn't know that, dude? Are you serious? That's pretty crazy, actually. It has the biggest grace of the entire game on it. It's just a giant ball of grace. It's like they hoarded it. It's like all the grace that you could never find in the main game is right here. Like how big it is. It's wild, man. And then we got to go back to Stormhill Shack, buy some stuff, come back again. Then we got to get the scimitar. So we actually put Warcry on the scimitar, and then that helps boost the damage of the Hellas, so we can do this the stagger attack. WizKid, welcome back, dude. What's up? Godskins are fine alone. Screw the duo. the back-to-back one is okay. The duo's a little bit rough, man. It's pretty brutal.
Not names, but let me ask. Are you here? Does your despite takes me back? Any interest? All I know now
Takes me back to the old days. Let me teach you some skills, sonny boy.
Well,
Until we meet again. Scimitar, did you miss something? I bought the scimitar, and then we're gonna go put Warcry on it. Over here. Then we got the 8 Sombering Stone, the Summoning Bell for the Fanged Imp Ashes that we got from the start. We do the heavy scaling with it so we can scale the strength weapon that we're inevitably going to use. Put this, and then we got to do a rung warp to Volcano Manor. So it's going to be Temple of Igle for the location. First try, please. And thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Wait, that's not the right place. No, never mind. That's not what I'm talking about. I gotta go back to the round table. Damn it. I don't know if I had to rest there and that was part of the problem. Because I warped there, but it didn't take my things though. Didn't take the runes, even though it's supposed to. So that's, I should have probably noticed that right away. Do I have live split? I am using live split right now, yeah, for the timer.
Let strength be granted so the world might
Might have
be
been still
mended.
too quick.
So
No,
the
there we go.
world
That's
might be
perfect.
mended.
Good luck.
Beautiful. That's gonna kill me probably. Gotta get better at riding the horse here. Gladiator, what's up? How are you doing, man? Also, Firestar, thank you for the 14 months. Thank you for the good luck as well. One beautiful day, FromSoft will recreate the ONS fight. Man, honestly, I was thinking about that yesterday, and how Godskins, even though they're kind of similar, like they're not better than ONS. ONS is just it's too iconic, it's too classic. There's something about ONS you can't beat, even though technically the Godskins function better. Way cooler moveset for quite a few of the attacks. Just I don't know, the theme of ONS and just the complementary fighting style I think is what makes it. Even though it's simple, it's like they actually are a good team. Whereas Apostle and Noble by themselves are okay. Like they don't really need to be a team. They're already pretty strong. This place looks inviting. Have you never been here in the game before? This is one of my favorite areas, actually. So I came here, but I didn't find this weapon that I'm going to go get. Which kind of makes me sad. I got to go back and get it on my first playthrough character so I can PvP with it, because it looks really good for a lot of stuff.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
What's up, Squilla? Practicing?
Eddie Nam, we're trying to get our first completed time for the run so I can try to get better PBs. I made a lot of mistakes on this one so far, but I think the organization on it's not too bad. Like, we definitely know where we're going. No mistakes yet. Leveling's good. I might make at least one or two at some point, maybe script some of the fights, but the goal is to not have to load save states for the arrows. That's like on Godskins, I don't want to have to load the arrows. That's really the biggest thing. If I can complete it without loading a single save state, we're good. because then that's a legit run then. Okay, so for here, Warcry, two-hand, go in. Bully this guy. There's a little bit of a quick riposte there. Kind of screwed it up a little bit. We're okay though. There we go. What weapon is that? I'm using the God Stitcher for the stagger on that, like the one from the boss we just killed. Weapon that he gives you. And then we gotta get this to... Oh, we gotta go to EG, so... We'll do Belfries, I believe. To go to EG. And then we're just basically running boss rush the rest of the run. So this is all the setup. Like, it could easily take 20 minutes to do what I just did. I think it technically has to, for the record. It has to take like 20 minutes or so. But, yeah. Am I also flying? Ozzy, like on the horse, am I flying in this run? Fight looks difficult? No, it's not too bad. I think that's a pretty easy boss, even if you killed him with a multitude of different strategies. He seems pretty squishy. Because that weapon wasn't upgraded, right? Did pretty good damage. Just had the war cry, which is a decent attack buff, but it's not too crazy, right? Ozzy, so there's one section in this run where we do have to fly on the horse. But I don't know how to do it yet, so I'm not actually adding it in just yet. But there is one part where we can do that. And it basically helps us skip going through the academy, like the actual building. You just go around it right to the wheel that spins to bring you down to the Volcano Manor machine, the teleport machine. Made him rethink life. 20 minutes in the bag with wrong warp practice. Oh, of course, yeah. I think we can get here at about 25-ish, maybe 20 if we did a bit better. I mean, I think we could get the record, but it's very competitive. The record holder actually is, or at least as of yesterday, he had a pretty good time. And I think the only actual time save I could see that was super obvious, and I'm not even sure if it's possible, but it's a guess. I think the Elden Beast could be done in one cycle from the very beginning, but he didn't get the one cycle, and I technically did on practice, but he got away at the last second because I didn't manage stamina properly. So I had a faster fight on my practice for Elden Beast. And then there's like maybe there's not really a lot of mistakes on it though. It's a pretty straightforward run. His Malekith is perfect. Godskins, I think we're almost... Oh, I've done this before too. This is a glitch. If you quit out at a very precise time when you die, the character freezes and everything in the environment still moves. You can switch your weapons and items and stuff, but you have to actually exit the game, so... I'm gonna spawn in dead, unfortunately. That's not good. It really sucks. First time dying on that jump ever, too. Oh, wait. What's going on here? No way. Guys, the game's closed, but it's letting me play on OBS. How's this even possible? It's loading still, but the game's not open on my computer. What? What's happening? Now it's actually okay. Now it's crashed. Now I have to open it again. Dude, that was crazy. It just closed. Yeah, that was so weird. The timer froze. I think that we broke the timer too.
Let
The timer
strength
crashed.
be granted so the world might be mended.
How's that even possible? It's not
So
attached to the
world
game.
might be mended.
Dude, I actually
Dude,
broke
I
the
didn't
timer.
even think I could count this high. Unreal.
Dude, that is so weird. So yeah, I did that recently when I was in the academy trying to jump down to the thing that takes you to Volcano Manor. And I wanted to record it, but I guess I got a recording of something else. It's funny though, because if there's enemies and like plants and like other effects going on, they still happen, they still move, but your character's frozen. And I've never heard of that or anybody. You have to quit out like on the frames of when you die, basically. Like super late quit out right before you can't do it anymore. It's really weird. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna put the timer back to what it was when we had it freeze. That's so funny. Oh man. Yeah, I was really hoping that I could use an item while it was frozen when I first saw that happen before. But unfortunately you can't. I was like, that'd be so cool if you could do that and then like something weird happens. So we're at 49:18, I think it was. That's 49 days, what? Or hours? There we go. Then you can't get any more than sub 50. Now I'm gonna go back in and the file is gonna be erased. Watch. Wait, why is that not working? I can't start the timer. Yeah, see, now I'm just under the map somehow. In the actual kill box. Super weird. Dude, the timer froze again. Oh my god. Okay, I just gotta quit out right here so I can save it. We're only at 41 minutes in the actual run, but... Dude. Why is live split so... Okay, I'm gonna update the counter for live split. I think it needs some updating. Racked, what's up? How's it going? 49 hour submission, yep. My god. Well, we definitely have to beat this run so I can actually have it like... This is definitely not being uploaded anywhere or saved as a highlight. Do I want to update? Yes, I'm going to update it. Okay, there we go. Now it works. Okay. I think we're good. That was so bad. I'm gonna wait till it actually goes back to where it was. Not that it matters at all, because we're going on in-game time, but it's a nice reference, right? Before someone's like, streamer, your counter's off. It was not at 49 minutes. It was at 49:18. Rah. It's technically the run. Well, it was a run. It was something. Now I got to get my runes back before I lose them. If they're even on the map. Hopefully they're not under the map. That'd be very bad. Then we're kind of screwed. That's how you sound, Shayla? It's still very endearing. Did your sub go through Appo? I didn't see it actually. Did you refresh? Just to make sure that the alert popped up. Nailed your voice without ever hearing you speak. Streamer! Rah. I'm a pterodactyl. Rah. It'd be pretty cool for a day to just sound like a dinosaur and scare people. I can still beat Forsen's time? I thought Forsen had the record. I thought Forsen was the best gamer of all time. And unbeatable. And also the kingpin of copium. He's backseat stream viewering. I don't know. Heard Forza made this game. I would believe it. Forsen has the world record for watching this speedrun on his channel. Has he watched it a lot? Torrent's name is actually Horson. That's pretty funny. If your runes are under the map, is the run dead? We can still save it, but it's just like I have a backup plan that's not really part of the run, but I can do if I want to get around 50k almost. But it's just kind of unfortunate if that is the case. They might very well be down there. Strangely enough, I think they actually are down there. Wow. It says they're up there. That's weird. You think they maybe like spawn farther away? Yeah, no, they're off the map 100%. That's sad. Okay, well, we'll get the thing by EG so at least we can warp here. And then we're gonna have to go kill Cavalry, which... Oh, that's actually gonna take a really long time, though. Fuck. It's gonna take a crazy long time. Because we have to go do all of... we have to go to Gale Tunnel to get over there. And then warp from Gale Tunnel through the... like, it's the other side of the map. So this is gonna take a really long time. This is gonna... It's gonna be so easy to beat this. Damn, dude. That's actually really unfortunate. That's because of a glitch, I guess, so I can't really feel bad about it, but... Because you can't technically, like, lose runes outside the map. That's not possible, right? That's just the glitch. Equipping a branch be worth it? No, it's not gonna happen again. It's just, I quit it at a weird time, but... super, super unlucky, though. Because even if you did that, you should still have the runes on the cliff. Should be wherever you were last standing, right? But because it thought I was standing on the actual ground where it glitched, even though I was dead, doesn't count. So we're gonna go on a huge detour now. Yeah, it'll be a lot of time saved for sure. Oh man. Oh wait, we're not even supposed to be going over this way, are we? Yes, we are. No, this is the right way. I think. Yes. Yes, indeed. This is the right way. This takes you to Kaled, so I'm trying to go to Kaled to kill the cavalry because he gives me around 45 to 50. I think it's 45,000 is my official first run. So the first one I'm trying to complete. Yeah. We tried to before and I was like over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I couldn't beat one of the final bosses. I was having trouble, but I hadn't practiced as much, and also I didn't have a route that was as good for this. Basically, I suck still, but I don't suck as much. And the game crashed there. Yep, that happened before too. Nice. Lovely. At least it opens super fast. Since when have you been in the stock market? For years, man. Oh, gosh. For quite a while. I mean, technically I was into like indexes and stuff like that when I was younger, but actual like I guess like swing trading and you know, like getting like long and short positions for certain things, learning more about options, like that was more of the last couple of years. But I've always been into that kind of stuff, just not heavily invested into it as much until like more recent times. Just getting started, trying to find a bit of info. Got stocks in crypto, but it's a complex world. Yeah, I think huge amount of it relies on a lot of homework and a lot of action, obviously, like learning from mistakes you've made before. If you're trying to do something more aggressive, especially learning from your mistakes. But if you have like, the best way I put it is if you have companies you like you actually enjoy them, and you believe in them, then for longer term situations, it might make sense to look into that kind of stuff, see how they're performing, see what their future business plans are, what their quarterly earnings are, and strategize from there. But if it's stuff that you don't like, that you just want to make money off of, that's when it becomes a bit more difficult, because you have to understand what their value is in the world, and why you would want to put your money into them, right? And like what risks you may incur and stuff like that. And then risk management's a whole nother level. So it's kind of like you build different skill sets that kind of complement each other, but you can have a lot less of those and still benefit if you just, again, it's as simple as you like the companies that you're with. They're doing really good stuff, and you know, maybe they're not as volatile or whatever, so it could be safer for you. Obviously not guaranteed, but safer in the time that you're with them. Oh my god, there we go, meter staff. I didn't want to summon the imps, dude. That's not what I wanted to do. Get out of here. Oh, it's because it's the first thing on my slot. That's why I didn't move that yet for this run. There we go. Because when you start the game, if you have a starting gift, it makes it go to that slot. Damn it. Yeah, I got the spell. I didn't even need the spell. That's funny. I'm thinking of the old route that we were doing, because this is a strategy from what we used to do, and that's why I'm using it, because I know how to actually get the 45k pretty quickly. But I'm not going to actually end up using all of it, though. Well, I guess, well, we could to make up some time if we wanted to, but we don't need to, though. We don't need to actually use all of it. Do I day trade? No, I don't day trade. I thought about it for a little bit, but I'm like, I don't want to put my time into day trade. It's not that interesting for me. Dumai, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it, man. Spend time in the market, not just money. Spend time, yeah, exactly. And again, you're gonna probably be reading a lot. That is one thing. And also, again, to get advice from people that actually know more than you do. So I know a couple people that have a lot of success over the course of quite a bit of time with doing a lot of different things in markets. And I think if they have any tips to give you, that's huge. Even more so than if you, I mean, you could obviously read books from people that are experts too, or you know, read articles, read into you know, maybe notes people leave, maybe even watch videos if you can. But if you know some people that actually have information too, that's definitely helpful. Not so much as like, oh, like invest in this company, but more so like talking about their strategies with things and how they've, like, their learning curves they've had. ETFs, not really, no. I've definitely looked into that a little bit, but not so much, no. Definitely a lot more on like technology for the future, some motor company related stuff, like gaming related stuff that I know is, you know, obviously multi-billion-dollar industry, and like some crypto as well, and some various other things that kind of just like come up once in a while. As well as I do have some physical assets that definitely are collectible, that do attain quite a bit of value from time to time, based on certain events. So for example, I know like the new Batman movie did pretty damn good, so I got Batman stuff from the movie because I know that those are going to go up in price. They already have, so it's not a huge investment, but I like those things in the meantime, so even if I can't sell them, I'm going to keep them anyway. So why not get things that are also going to give you more money back, right? Then I've had cars before where you know, you drive them, you take them back, you make money off of it. So sometimes that's difficult. It doesn't always happen, but you know, plenty of times that's happened too. That helps out. And then other like little things here and there. I have some cards that are sealed from like 2002, 2004, like in the package still. Where some of the pulls from there are thousands of dollars each just for the cards, let alone the actual packs, or a full box is worth quite a bit too. And I used to actually resell those on the side, but I stopped doing it because I just was not really having a good time dealing with the people anymore and traveling to go meet them and sell them and make the money. Like, it made money, but it wasn't really like enough to be like, okay, I want to do this for like this many hours a week. So I just kept them. I'm like, I'm going to keep them for a long time. And then someone will want them in the future. If they don't, I'm okay with keeping them because I made all my money back on the man profit. So they're basically free. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Also, I guess another tip would be you could always like, it's not really like an investing thing, but if you have something that you do use for a lot of time, it's still in good shape, and you know someone that wants to buy it, instead of selling it to someone that doesn't care as much, find someone, wait a long time until someone will pay almost what you paid for it, and then sell it for that much money, then take that money and then put it into something else that will also make you more money. That helps too sometimes. So there's things I bought before where I've like sold them for the same price I bought them tons of times, just because. Actually, I even I had a Switch that I made money off of as well, because I got to get it close to release. Didn't have a lot of games out, so I sold it for a profit, then bought one for $100 cheaper, and then actually kept that one. And then I might even sell that one for a bit at some point. Still make back what I paid if I don't use it at a certain point and they make a new console. So definitely don't, like, if you have games, don't trade in your games to stores. Like, sell them to actual people. I made the mistake of doing that when I was younger, like trading them in. It's not a good idea. Not going to use the runes in your pocket. I am, but I don't have enough to actually do what we're trying to do right now for the next part of the run.
So the world might be
I'm going to play DS3 anytime soon. We'll be going back to all the original games once I'm more situated in this game. Let's have some times for speedrunning and stuff. Did I come out with my own route, or are you following an existing one? This is the route from the world record, except for I'm doing some extra stuff because I had a glitch that basically stole, I think it was around 20... or it was like tens of thousands of runes that I lost. PS2 games are in the 400, 500 range now. Some of them can be, yeah. I remember even, I think Street Fighter Alpha 3 was, like, used was in the $100 range when I was a kid looking at, like, a used game store, or like a retro store for PlayStation 1. Like, that game was going for quite a bit. And that's when I first realized, I'm like, oh wait, like, why is it more money than it should be, like, brand new? That's the first time I realized. I'm like, oh shit, goes up in price even if it's not, like, you know, super rare or anything like that. Well, it becomes rare because obviously there's not as many of them that are not damaged and everything, so. $50 million with NFTs in 2 weeks, Norman. Interesting. That's pretty interesting, man. NCAA football games are now expensive now, too. There's a lot of crazy stuff, yeah. Demon Souls Black Phantom Edition used in the original box it came in, I've seen go for 500. And the game on disc is like $15 new, I think. So it's pretty crazy. Okay, we got to pass time on this one. Oh man. Okay, so this guy dies, and then we get our levels, where we get the stones from EG. And I think we get a little bit more arcane. And then we can kill Godskins. NFTs are really easy to create scams off of. Yeah, I mean, I had an offer to, I mean, there's tons of people that have, like, messaged me about, like, make an NFT for your stream, like, or get your viewers to make them. They want to sponsor the stream, crypto sponsors, gambling, casino ones, like, weird, like, super suspicious stuff. That happens, like, pretty often. And then I have people I know that have, like, talked about them before that are interested, or they actually have already made one. And I've learned a bit from that, but I don't really understand the value of it because there's not really an adoption of it on a mass scale yet. Not mass enough. It's kind of like, you know, you could say the same thing about crypto before crypto was like popular, but crypto actually has been implemented enough where it is feasible now, and it also is actually safe from the only thing like the government can do is they can make their own. They can't actually regulate it, right? So there's very low levels of interference with it, which makes it a huge asset in my opinion for the future. So but even then I don't go all in. Like my portfolio percent for that's still not like as high as some other things. So are you following Mullen stock? No, I don't know much about Mullen. Isan, thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it, man. What strat am I using? I'm trying to get this guy to jump off the bridge for me. This isn't something that you do in the run normally, but it's like a backup plan because I guess like some people that were already here probably... Dude, are you serious? They probably already realized that I jumped off a cliff by accident, and then I tried to quit out, and the game made my runes appear off the cliff, like at the bottom of the cliff, where I couldn't reach them. So I have to go get them from this guy now. Yeah, so the scams from the EFTs I've heard a lot about, for sure. And because of that as well, it's an extra layer of I guess, I don't even know what the word would be, like, you'd have to convince somebody even more, like even if you made like an actual like viable one, it has a stigma. So now it's kind of like, it's actually like a reputable stigma because people, there's been a lot of scams for NFTs. So, or I said instead of, I say EFT NFTs, sorry. Not EFTs. So I think yeah, skepticism would be, yeah, there's some skepticism for it. So I mean, not that there actually isn't things that people would want, or that the value has been inflated like legitimately by, but more so it's just questionable because of those things that happen now. Whoa. Dude, I don't have a shield that can like actually survive a hit from him, other than, I guess the buckler could probably do it. Depends on what angle he hits me on though. This might take a little bit. The rug pulls in crypto world generally creates skepticism. They do, but then there's some like foundational, you know, cryptos that don't have that, right? Like I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then even some other ones have broken out of that pretty strongly. The ones that people create that are newer kind of don't have that same reputability because they haven't been around as long. Anything that's been around for a longer amount of time that actually has like somewhat of a like a traceable history, I think surpasses that to some degree. There's just going to be more skepticism generationally, I think, but you know, there's a lot of people that made a lot of money off Bitcoin. There's a lot of people that made money off Ethereum already. There's people that even did just in the last year or two, right? I mean, I've made some money off them before, so depends. I've also been stupid and lost potential off of them because I flipped them into other things when I could have held them longer and made more money because they're so volatile. But it was there was still some profits there, so it wasn't a big deal. I've never actually died on this guy doing this other than falling off the bridge, which is funny, dude. This run is everything's happening that's never happened in practice or anytime we've streamed before. Like, he's never killed me before. Other than me falling. Trying to actually, like, roll while I'm on the ledge. Okay, we'll try going back to the shield again. Come on, dude. Why you no chase me? There we go. There we go. That was a lot more than we needed to go through. I'm sorry, guys. The next run will be so much better. Where is it? Like, we're not, again, we don't have to do that. It's just not a thing usually. I have this exclusive photo of the Eiffel Tower. Okay, what if I own the actual structure? That's pretty funny. Well, hey, I can't hate on anyone that has like actually made money from NFTs, and like the people that own them are satisfied. That's like the best scenario, right? Like you want to see that, you love to see that, but it's not always the case, unfortunately. There's always some discrepancies. But when you think of the actual concept, though, like at the same time that's weird, your bank is weird though. Like numbers on a screen are weird. They're not real. Like nothing's actually real. It's all just like, it's a promise. It's not actually like a guarantee though. So everything's kind of weird at that point. So as much as you can say a lot of that stuff's weird, I think like everything's weird in general. Like the only things that aren't weird are like the actual like things in front of you, pretty much. Okay, there's the Hellas. Get +9 right away, and then I will pop these. I'm just gonna get extra stats on this run. Why not? I don't mind. Might as well. And then we didn't do the flasks yet. I should probably do that. Can't get our arcane to 30 yet. Interesting. Should be able to. Why is that the case? Is it only to 27 typically? Wait a second. Hold on a second. Let me open my notes. Also needed 19 dex too. Oh, it was 17 arcane. That's why. Okay, and then wait, that still doesn't make sense though. So that's for Malekith, and then 30, and then final is 50 after Malekith. So we don't actually have leveled arcane on this one. We have only 19 at this point. I'm pretty sure we're only level 24 when we do Godskin, so we're going to do them with like way more stats, but I don't actually think we're supposed to have... That's interesting. Okay. I think I was misinterpreting how many stats. I think we actually are only supposed to have 17 arcane for Godskins. Did I lose the noble runes? I didn't. Well, I lost some of them, but I made back more than we actually lost, so... From doing the cavalry. It's alright though, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of weird. Okay. Like, I think that I misinterpreted, because the stats are actually completely different than they were for the other run on this one, so I'm trying to get used to the way this goes still. We need Trina arrows also, right here. There we go. Spell's also so much faster. Oh my god, it's amazing. Yo. It's faster when he's actually not being dodgy. What's going on there? Jeez. I think we have more than we need for that. The arcane doesn't make a huge difference though. Hate that arrow didn't actually hit him. Okay, he's gonna call him, whatever. That works, we'll do it. Okay, now we get these stats from Malika. So now I'll actually see how much I was over by. We'll see if I was right or not. I think I had more. Charged RT, yeah, it's not even a weapon art, it's just the charged RT when I do I think you actually have to do the Ash of War, the Warcry first to actually get it to do that though, for whatever reason. I don't know why. Because I tried to do it without the Ash of War and it doesn't do that. It does other stuff. Yeah, we have like 7 more than we need. 19 decks, yeah, okay. Just gonna do our 30 arcane. We'll save we'll make it the exact same stats as it should be. And we'll save the 93,000. I'll put 1 more into vigor. We'll do 23, why not? And then if we lose that, whatever, it's the legitimate stats. Why don't you sleep pots? They take too long to get versus the arrows. And they're harder to actually use in the fight too. The jump was screwed up a bit. That was a cheat. It wasn't even a fight. Planning in the future to go back to speedruns for Dark Souls games. I don't think I would speedrun the other Dark Souls games, no, because I've already done all the ones I wanted to on that. But I would do challenge runs. Like I want to be doing the master run still. It's the 5 games, 0 damage back to back. But that'll only be once in a while in between this. Just need to spend some more time getting better at this game first. So I think jumping down there and back over here is better, yeah. I was trying to think of how to do this because I dropped down to that part last time. It's still a little bit slow though. What, 5 games? Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and then the trilogy for Dark Souls. So our best run on that's halfway through the 4th game. And then we've done the trilogy many times as well, so trying to get all 5 back to back, but it's not going to be super often. I'll just keep doing that forever until I get it here and there. This will be kind of like a bonus thing. What does that talisman do? It gives me more physical defense. So we don't actually have the jar one this time because we can't really utilize the skill thing. We don't need the actual skill since we don't use weapon arts on this. So now that one actually is relevant, whereas before didn't have the slot for it. We had to use the one to boost the actual attack we were using for the run itself. So it's much more efficient to just, you know, have a weapon that doesn't use the weapon art as the main attack and then use the defense one. Mwah. And then I don't actually know. I don't think on this run the record holders or anyone that's had the record has gotten the +10. So I'm gonna try to not do that this time. I did it before. I'm gonna try without it. I just want to see what the difference is. How rusty do you think you'll be when you go back to the master run? A little bit. Definitely a little bit rusty at least. It's been a while. What are the points of quit outs? Resetting the AI, yeah, because the AI is crazy on this part. It's very difficult to get through here. And it's also hard to actually see the attacks because they come from off screen with the birds. They're not actually visually there. Cool. No crimson. Rip. Waiting for the people to start the 7 game from Soft Master run. That'd be hilarious. I wonder if anyone's actually going to do that. At that point, that's a lot of games. It's a very, very large amount of content. You're going to do the Burn Hall Invasion rogue? I don't think so on this run. I'm not sure what that is, though. You're going to do it, don't lie? Hito, probably not, no. I think the problem is the time investment for that kind of thing is just not really like... It doesn't pay off a lot unless you've built like everything on your channel around that. So maybe someone that's like newer to streaming could benefit from it to like give them a boost to get to a higher level of like consistency with streaming. But for me, I don't see it actually being like necessary. Because there's so many other things I want to do in the meantime that'll take away from. It would have to be once in a while, and then at that point, is it worth it, right?
I will not have it stolen.
Okay, I screwed that one up a little bit. Should charge the attack a bit sooner. Drops an item that allows you to parry Malekith. Oh, okay, we don't even need to parry on this one. Hasn't Hob done 6 games? Yeah, Dino did 2, as well as Dobby. Or no, sorry, wait, did Dino do? No, sorry, Dino did 5. Oh, no, he did the 6. Yeah, him, Dobby, and Hob got that run. That's true. But yeah, I don't think it's a decent strategy at this level of streaming for me. Just for like frequency of content and all the stuff I want to get done. Because like what happened last time is because I did that, I couldn't do a lot of things I wanted to do that would have been more beneficial. So I left them behind, and now they're not relevant anymore to me or other people. So I think it's smarter to do stuff that's still fun and challenging, but then like the time frames on them actually can be balanced a bit better. It's just a really long run, right? Okay, I screwed this fight up a little bit, unfortunately. I'm not sure why. Sometimes when he does the down plunge, I can't roll. Like, it doesn't do anything, even though I have stamina. Dino did 5 at SL1. Yeah, that was one of my favorite runs. I think that still is my favorite. Elden Ring gives you way more options to make the game easier than any other. It does, definitely. It's got a lot of content in it. Yeah, so on that one, I stepped back a bit too far on the second part. Momo, it's not going too bad, but I screwed up a jump on a cliff and it glitched out and ate my runes, so they were in like the actual kill box below the map, unfortunately. So I've never seen that before. That cost us quite a bit of time. Otherwise, it's been pretty good. Okay, please run at me. Dude. Hopefully the thing lasts. I don't know if this will matter at this point. No, it's not going to do the actual attack, see. Just have to do that again. It's a scuff fight. Need the drag. You could be nice enough to do it, maybe. Fine. You know what? Matter of fact, it's better to quit out on that fight. I shouldn't even try to get an attack that I need. I literally should just redo the intro. There's no point of even playing the rest of the fight at that point. It takes way too long. Like, if we're going to be, like, super optimal, I mean, it's not going to be a record even if we do. We can't technically even have that happen. He's got to run at me immediately to even get the record fight. But if it did happen and I wanted a better PB, quitting out would be smarter there. No more katana? No, we're doing the Hellas now. Bloody Helix? It's called Bloody Hellas. Or Hellis, I don't know, whatever. Shit, dude, my health. Come on. So scuffed. Barely have any time on this this scenario here. Okay, I'm gonna quit it again. That's just, it's not really worth it. If anything happens that slows down the first 5 seconds, your thing's gonna run out, so you can't do your attack that you need to. So it's a no-go. We got some extra damage there, nice. I screwed this up again. Just a little bit too... far away. And then he can't stagger in the middle of that because he's too far into the attack, so he's got hyper armor. So being able to... I could kind of save it on the second part, but I have to be very fast, though. Very, very fast. Is this game or Sekiro harder? This game's longer and has more content on it. So it kind of depends on the playthrough. I think for a first playthrough, Sekiro would probably be harder. Because it actually requires you to be really good to beat it. This definitely does not require you to be like super good to beat it. But if you could make it harder for yourself if you didn't like use the game properly or to your advantage. What weapon is this? Bloody Hellas. I purposely take the hit first to do the damage when the health is low. I actually have to. There's no other way. There's no other opening quick enough in the fight. You have to trade with him. And then in the second part, I'm just not in the right position. But I'll show you. Like, basically, you win based on 2 attacks in the entire fight. The first attack, and then on the second part, there's an attack you do that it's just guaranteed win after that attack. You can't really lose unless you're bad at the game, maybe. Screwed that up.
Not part with it again.
Intend to participate in Sardosha's speedrun level 1 all remembrance is glitchless. You seen? Maybe I might at some point. I think what I'll do is like depending on what I'm doing in the game myself, like my own goals on it, I'll try to do some of it. Like I probably won't be like playing it all the time, but I'll probably try to do it like here and there, and then we'll see what kind of times I get. I don't know why I'm quitting out on this. I can run back. Forgot about that. I'm so used to loading the save files here. We're doing an actual run. I forgot.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Dr. Bolavic, thank you very much for the 5 months. Welcome back, dude.
Astonished. Why cover destined death? To kill what?
Stagger's insane. It is, yeah. It hits, I think the attack hits like 4 or 5 times. Never done any challenge runs before? What's a good way to start? I would just like pick a kind of category you want to do, maybe based off a run that is popular. Like you could do Deathless, you could do Soul Level 1 run, could only use a certain type of weapon, like a bow, or you could use like you could even use a shield if you wanted to as a weapon. So I would actually just figure out like what kind of run you want to do, and then some of them you just can do, like you don't have to practice, you literally just do them. Like SL1 you just play and you win eventually. But if it's a run with resets on it, like Deathless, I would just play with limited deaths. So try to aim for like maybe 50 deaths, then 20 or something like that, then 10, then 5, then 1. Keep playing through and beating it with those deaths, and just shave them down so you can get the route quicker and more consistent. And then eventually you can do resets on every death. Good enough for baseline on ending duo boss? Yeah, for sure. Should probably have the armor off on this part. Yeah, no, I've been playing pretty bad on this one. I need to get it together a bit. Oh, we're not supposed to go in the lift, are we? No, we are, yes. Then we need to pop this remembrance. Yeah, I had a run that was like 20 minutes slower than the record yesterday at Radagon. And then I killed him, and then I actually quit out on it. I didn't kill Elden Beast. Like, I did probably like most of the fight, and then it was pretty much a done deal at that point. So I just quit out and then stopped playing. But I think I was about 20 minutes slower than the record, which is pretty adequate, I think, with the even just the fumbling and everything, and then maybe like a death on one thing, couple things. It's not too bad. Is this zipless? It is zipless, yeah. Yeah, I think I need to run first here. Need to get better at Godfrey skip as well. As like this one usually is fine. This is the longest it's ever taken me to do it, but Godfrey skip I actually need to get better at. That one's kind of hard. There we go. I know some people do that one with keyboard right here. So I wonder if Godfrey skip is a keyboard one potentially. That jump is possible, yep. Why didn't you stream yesterday, Sasuke? I was practicing for this run, man. Didn't want to stream it, I wanted to focus. And I think it did pay off quite a bit. I will say this run definitely, it's more enjoyable to play on stream, but it's much better to practice off stream when you're like learning a route. Just so you can just, you know, keep running it, not have to look at chat at all, no distractions, just straight up focus. I think the other runs, once we have them done and we practice them, it's not too bad, but there's definitely a trade-off when you're learning still. So I'm very distracted usually. Okay, so we're gonna go for 50 arcane final. It's not enough. Why though? But why? If you Gideon skip, become Elden Lord. What's the record for this run? 35 minutes. There we go. That was actually first try Gideon skip. Wow. Or Godfrey skip. 18 minutes. So you're thinking of the previous update, like version 1.02. This is version 1.3 current patch. So yeah, if you do the run on the old update, it would be like 17, yeah. Lost runes at Malekith. Oh shit, maybe I did. No, I leveled though. I leveled before him, so No, there wasn't any lost. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Should be fine still. Okay, this is actually a little tricky, but I think we got it. Let's make sure everything's good. I have the imps on. When you switched to the Hellas? Yesterday, actually. 80k you lost? Are you sure? Okay, so I screwed that up. We are escaping now. Do that again. See if I can still do this with like... I don't need all of the blue flasks, so I think I can screw this up a couple times and be okay. Maybe once. We'll say it once and then we'll go back. And we'll run it back. Never been able to do the skip. The fog wall blocks you. Any ideas? You have to just be on the thing and then start running before you actually load in. Like hold the direction you need to run immediately and run through the fog gate. It's like diagonal forward. And then usually you'll already be on the other side of it as the character is visible. Like when you run in, you can do it kind of late too, and you'll be able to see yourself running through it a bit. But it's just an idea that it has to load in first. Oh. How does this glitch work? I can explain it after. Yeah, so that was better than the record Elden Beast, I'm pretty sure. I think. So I can get that Elden Beast and then just do everything like the record does, I think. I mean, I'm sure it'll be improved by now, but that's the run. And then I think we just quit out there and then load back in and then hit the thing. It's not a good run, but we'll knock off a lot of time in the next like run that we do. I'm just gonna take a break first and then we'll come back and we'll do it. Let me see what we get here. So I'm pretty sure you have to hit this to end it. Quit using the Moon Veil? Yeah, the Moon Veil. The Moon Veil is gonna be really good for like 0 damage if I try that, or if I end up doing a hitless run at some point. I really don't want to right now, but if I do, yeah, Moon Veil would be pretty good for that. It's pretty easy to get early on. So yeah, that's not the actual time ATL. I gotta check and see here. So 125.57 was the PB. Okay. So I'm gonna write that down because I don't want to actually use splits for this run, like ones with names or anything. I want to just not have to think too much about that and just focus on the run for now. So 125.57. think it was. Let me just double check again. Yeah. Yeah, so I think like, Malekith could be first try, no problem. Screwed it up a little bit. Just need to like have good spacing on that. Intro's like pretty much easy on that as long as you just get that trade. The other fights are pretty simple. Elden Beast was perfect, except for I kind of mismanaged the stamina a little bit. Apparently I lost runes on Malekith without getting them, like I didn't grab them or something. But I thought I used them before I went to him, so I didn't have any. So I don't know how that worked, but yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement on that one. I think we can do that in a second. So I'm just gonna take a break really quick, guys. Here's the Twitter if you want to know when I go live. Here's the YouTube if you want to see some Elden Ring videos. There's a playlist on there, and there is some Souls related videos as well. Yeah, and there's gonna be a lot more.